All right, people, what's going on? So, played a few tournament games recently, and I feel like it didn't go as well as I expected or wanted them to go. And so I think what we're gonna do is, instead of just kind of uploading the raw footage, because instead and showing like those 4Ks, we're gonna kind of do a little bit of a review in each one. I only played one game in this first match, because we're in like a series called Champions of the Fog. So I only played one game in this match, and then I played 2 games in the next match. So this is going to kind of be like a 3-part video thing. So you don't have to watch the whole thing of all these, in one video, one go. They're going to be 3 separate videos, so it'll be short and sweet. So the first game I played, I forgot the team I played against, but I played Oni on Dead Dog Saloon. Kind of a background of the theory of it. I feel like it's a little bit of, even though if it's a small map, I feel like it's a little difficult for Oni because you get your power very rarely in competitive, and these survivors have a lot of pallets and a lot of they have a short distance from pallet to pallet and from structure to structure, so it's really tough and to capitalize getting M1s. Also, it's just certain areas of the map, like all those crazy loops and labyrinths and stuff on the other side of where I am right now, it's really tough to use your power there. So I think it's kind of a difficult one, but I think this video will show that just how like hard competitive is, because one little mistake, which you'll see, one mechanical mistake, one decision that's wrong, will end up costing you the entire game. So we'll go ahead and just go into this. I'll turn it down a little bit. That's everyone. So we spawn here, which isn't bad. We don't have a split corrupt, which is nice. That's good. Let's just look at the build real quick. So I'm using corrupt intervention, which is, it's a standard and competitive, so you have to have corrupt. I'm using deadlock, which has kind of been a staple perk in competitive recently, but now it's starting to kind of fade out because competitive teams are starting to like abuse it and make it be not as good of a perk, because they'll just 99 one gen, and then whenever they finish a gen, whenever they finish a generator, that gen they 99'd, which is somewhere inconvenient for the killer, will just catch the deadlock. So its deadlock becomes kind of useless. No Way Out, which is a really good perk. Essentially, if you hook everyone, or if you hook everyone once, you get forced up to 4 stacks, and they'll block the exit gates for the more stacks you have, the longer the exit gates are blocked. And then Bamboozle, I was going to use brutal strength, because when I play Oni, I like to kind of just shred pallets and not really try to mind game them, just because I think it saves me more time. But as a team, we made a last minute decision to switch to Bamboozle. I think overall I would probably just take it brutal, but Bamboozle actually helped me out later in the game. But and then we're using Lion Fang, which increases the total duration of your power by 10 seconds, and Splintered Hole, which will drop 33% more blood orbs when survivors do actions. So essentially, like one more blood orb, just to get your power quicker. And you don't need the speed just because it's a small map. So.
Break the shack door.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. They probably could have maybe got a hit there, but I really didn't expect her to jump through that window. So we're gonna break door. We want to push them into our active generators. You'll notice when you go against good survivors is that they'll try to take you into the corrupt gens, because that gives an opportunity for the team to go behind me and start working on generators. So you want to push the survivors into active gens, like I'm doing right now. So kind of a misstep there. Kind of just got stunned. So we're gonna try to zone her. In reality, the more I think about it, I'm kind of like doing this with y'all. The more that I think about it, breaking it on this side, she could just go to that little caravan loop over there, and then I'm pretty sure there's another pallet over there. If I broke it on the opposite side, I don't think she had many places to go. Yeah, it'd have been tougher for her. It'd have been tougher for her. Well, there's a double pallet, I'm pretty sure. And then, as you notice, in competitive teams, they utilize their exhaustion perks perfectly. Like, if a gen's up top, they're gonna put the person with balance landing working on it, get away. If the gen's kind of in a dead zone, they're gonna put the person with sprint burst on it. So that kind of thing. So you notice how in competitive they don't give a shit about throwing pallets. They'll throw pallets, especially against Oni. The main goal against Oni is to stall Kim getting his first hit for as long as possible. That's the main goal as Oni, or playing against Oni. So you're going to see them throw a lot of pallets early. Shifting around the background. They're gonna probably pop main first. So I'm trying to find a survivor out of position because, like I said, I really don't have much else to go. Main is kind of just like a dead zone for me, and it's just this is a little tough.
Go back to Shack.
Just trying to see if any of them are hiding. And I kind of see Nia a little out of position. But
It's been 40 seconds.
I mean, at this point, I kind of just decide to go on Nia. Like I had to commit at some point, and this is probably the best area to commit because there's only one pallet, and she has an awkward angle. If I fake the pallet break just because it's an unsafe loop, so to get a good hit. And then now, I'm trying to zone just to get my power. She's dropping blood orbs, so I'm trying to just get my power there. And then now I'm just going to try to down her and put her on a hook and then utilize my power. We both kind of fucked up there. I kept thinking she was going to go around because then she'd be able to. So that took a little bit longer. We both kind of, I mean, she played it better than I did. But I mean, I kind of really fucked that up.
Go right side.
Top now?
Wait, yeah.
Go 3 then.
So this this is the period where you kind of either nut up or shut up with Oni. If you don't convert here, this is basically game over. So
Yeah, you gotta rush over there.
Don't worry about Gallows. Check, back to an 8.
Corner.
You're fine, you're
and as you can and so we're just gonna, so that was a mistake as well. Kind of what I should have done is as soon as I get stunned by the pallet, let's go back a little bit.
Don't worry about Gallows.
So
Check,
as soon as I get stunned by the pallet, she's kind of in a bad spot because she would have to go around me this way, or take a longer route to get the shack this way. And then if she like dipped over here, I'd have cut her off. So as soon as she stunned me, I should have just broken the pallet right here, right then and there, and then pursued her, and it would have probably gotten it easy down. But, you know, the adrenaline, the nerves, it happens. Yeah, like should just break that pallet immediately. Instead, I break on the wrong side, giving her more room to run. But this is kind of where it all goes wrong. Right there. And we'll talk about it later, but it was a pretty easy hit, and I missed it, and then, yeah, just kind of fucking up from there.
Leave.
So in hindsight, what's why like basically why is that considered me losing? Okay, think of it this way, all right? Scrub back a little bit. Okay, so we have Nia injured. And we now know Nia has DS. By the way, I didn't show it, but I'll show it in a little bit. But Nia has DS, so there she's gonna hop off. But so Nia's not doing anything. We know one of them's doing something. One of the gens. One of them just unhooked, so you know, not really doing a whole lot. And I only have used about 40% of my power, which is fine. So if we get the down here, right, we get a free hook into basement, which is here. I've only used about 40. It'll be about half my power by the time, you know, picking up and hitting and, you know, going through the animation. So it'll be about half my power, so which is great. So I only use half my power. We get a hook in basement near the gens I want to protect, which is in this dead zone kind of behind me. And now we're kind of in the driver's seat. We have the pressure, because then one hit, a couple blood orbs, we have our power again, and we can just kind of wreak havoc. But instead, we don't get the hit. We have to leave, and we end up pulling Nia out of the locker. Pulling her out of a locker, getting DS'd, and we've used about 90% of our power. So just from that itself completely just ruined the game for me. So
Yeah, chase.
that's the losing factor there.
Fucking get there is the problem.
Alright.
Could have probably swung, but I'm just not expecting her to. Try to catch her off guard. Didn't really work. And as you can see, look, you're like, oh, why? You know, they're working on main. Why haven't they done main yet? Main, they know I'm not going to go up there because it's a waste of time. Main is their deadlock like dummy gen. So they have that 99. So as you can see, every time they do a gen, this gets blocked. Watch, you'll see. It's their dummy gen. So they completely counter deadlock. Deadlock isn't bad. Well, if you're trying to protect gen, like a certain like trio of gens, that deadlock can be easily countered because they know you're not going to go over there. But if you're playing map wide, it's a pretty good perk. Give them a little fakey fake. So now we have power again, and they've done 3 gens and I have 1 hook. Not ideal. 4 gens. And now I'm just, lack of discipline. Now I'm just, because I know main's almost popped, and so, but we get a good down, so that's good.
Tick. Your only pressure at the moment. Tucked up. Look in front of main.
So, currently, I mean, they could literally just make it. I mean, I have one stack of deadlock, which isn't going to last very long. So, and I don't have no ed or anything, so this is kind of brutal. But Ace kind of makes a mistake here, and Bamboozle really helps me out because he goes in a room that only has one way in and one way out.
Why'd you break a door?
Kill him. Oh yeah, it's okay. I didn't see bolts looking.
But so, yeah, literally just missing that one slam with Oni
Power activate.
could have made a
Activate powering. Yeah.
could have made a world of difference. Could have made a world of difference. So, I mean, overall, like, I mean, other than just the mechanical misplay, there isn't a whole lot to just like dissect about it, because it's just like, it's kind of like a boring type of game because of just how little things happened, and I'm not using power that much. It's just standard M1 killer fundamental stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just the one misplay could have changed the course of the entire game. Who knows what would have happened, but whatever. But that's the first part of the series. But thank you.